In this video, I'm going to explain how you can use Sinek's golden circle theory to create a brand that customers can get behind and one that inspires action. Make sure to stick around. See, I grew up in a small business family, so I know what it's like to have 1,000 questions. Before we get started, my name's Chirag, and this is EntreKey, where we're trying to make business knowledge a little more accessible for small business owners and entrepreneurs. I find high-level concepts, completely geek out over them, and then try to explain them to you so that you could spend more time on actually developing and growing your businesses. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So let's start off by talking about who Simon Sinek is. He's a British-American author slash motivational speaker slash business consultant who's authored around 5 books about business marketing, branding, and just leadership in general. And he became really famous in 2014 when one of his TED Talks went viral, partially about the topic that we're going to talk about in this video, which is Sinek's golden circle. So Sinek's famous for saying, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. His entire theory is that brands that are incredibly successful are able to answer 3 questions in a very specific order. Why do we do what we do? How do we do what we do? And what do we actually do? See, for example, take a look at Nike. Why is it that we care so much about having that check on our clothing, or that Apple on our laptops, or that Starbucks on our logo on our cup? There's an argument that you can get similar clothing for a cheaper price, but for some reason that check validates us paying a higher price. And part of Sinek's argument, it's because Nike doesn't just sell us sweatpants or hoodies. Nike sells us this vision, this idea of just do it, and the symbolism behind it. And that we believe in the vision of Nike, which is why we're willing to become super fans. Before we get started, I came across an interesting article by marketing consultant Jason Teunissen. Sorry if I mispronounced that. He's suggested that instead of saying why, vision. Instead of saying how, say method. And instead of saying what, say product. We'll go into each one of these levels. Trust me, it'll make sense in a moment. So we start off with the why. Now, Sinek's entire argument is that the first most important question that your brand should be able to answer and easily portray for all your customers is your why. Why do you exist? What is your purpose? What does your brand really stand for? Right? And what Jason would say instead is, what is your vision? Now, say that you're a bakery. Now, you might say that, hey, we believe that happy mornings lead to a productive day. And so what we stand for, what our purpose is that we provide our community with a happy start to their day. The second question to answer is, how do you do what you do? Another way to phrase that is, how do you achieve the why that you outlined before? Or how Jason puts it, what's your method? In this question, it's about putting your vision into action. Here's the vision that we have, and how we achieve that on a continuous basis is by doing this thing. We'll go back to that bakery example. We said that we provide our community with a happy start to their day. Well, we provide their breakfast needs in a welcoming place. It's about turning that why statement into, here's what we believe in, but here's how we're actually doing that. And the last question to answer, well, what is it that you actually do? Or another way to put it is, well, what do you sell, or what is your product? So going back to the bakery example, we said why we exist is to give our community a happy start to their day. How we do that is that we provide their breakfast needs in a welcoming place. And what we actually do is that we provide handmade warm bagels with a smile in an exciting bakery location. You see how all of that flowed in together? Here's why we exist. Here's how we do that, how we sort of move towards that vision we have. And then on a day-to-day basis, here's exactly what we do. Now let's take a look at Nike again. If you look at Nike's mission statements, you could check this out at about.nike.com. You could check out their why, which is we bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. So the way we bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world is by doing everything possible to expand human potential. But what is it that we actually do on a day-to-day basis? We create groundbreaking sport innovations by making our products more sustainably, by building a creative and diverse global team, and by having a positive impact in the communities where we live and work. There's this big overarching goal that we have. Here's how we're moving towards that goal. And every single day, these are the steps that we're taking to get to that goal. So in a basic summary, why do you exist? How do you meet that purpose? And what is it that you actually do on a day-to-day basis? So let's be frank. Growing up in a small business, I remember explaining the stuff to my dad and always going with this constant argument of like, why does this stuff matter? Right? Why do we care about this? We need to focus on selling the next unit of whatever we're selling. I don't have time to have these nice little mission statements. These are for big companies. But not really. I would argue that these are very, very valuable for small businesses. And the reason why I say that is because it puts a structure to what your business believes in and can actually help on a day-to-day basis. Let's go back to the bakery example, where they were saying that our entire purpose to exist is to provide people a happy place to get a productive start to their mornings. That shapes the way that you make any decision in your business. Say you as an owner say that, and then you share that with all your employees and all your customers. Now, any time that a decision needs to be made, they don't have to come running to you and saying, oh, well, what do you think? What do we should do? Should we do this? Blah, blah. It becomes very easy because it's just, hey, follow exactly what we said we were going to do. Say you have a little money left over at the end of the month. You could say, hey, we can either buy a new smoothie maker or a new toaster. Which decision do we make? Well, what's going to bring us closer to having that happy, productive morning start? Well, what's the thing people order the most in the morning? Bagels. So let's prioritize getting the toaster first. You could actually turn these into guiding philosophies that help you make everyday decisions and empower your employees to make decisions because they know that every decision I make, all I need to find out is what's going to bring us closer to our vision, our why. And that's how you turn your business from one little side hustle for yourself into something that can actually grow and develop on its own. I really appreciate you sticking around until the end of the video. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. If there's any topics or concepts that you want us to cover, make sure to do that as well. Once again, my name's Trog. This is EntreKey. Find high-level concepts. I geek out over them. Try to explain them to you so that you could spend more time developing your businesses. That sounds like something you're interested in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, that little bell thingy as well. I'll see you at the next video.